So, how many offers, Mohini, you were able to grab?
Around 12 offer letters.
12 offer letters. Super cool.
When I started with the process and I interacted with a lot of people, I got to know that, hey, dude, you're missing out on a lot of stuff. Go
True,
open your LinkedIn account. And everyone is asking me, how did this happen and how did you do
true.
that? The younger generation after me is going to look up to you and look up to me. So better is just because of you what is happening.
I got something new today to listen from you. Like your uncle, your aunt, like every single one is attending the sessions and they're improving their LinkedIn. And in fact, I feel and I believe this is how we can, in fact, we can change the thought process of the entire nation. This is how we can entirely
Exactly.
like change and we can create that mass movement where people start focusing upon their self education, their self learning, their self development. And like a lot of bigger opportunities will open in every single new phase of the journey. Warm welcome to each and everyone in this particular interaction. This is like something which is going to be blowing you away onto the next level, going to be giving you an inspiration, going to be giving you a lot of pointers which you can work and which you can really start into your process. And today we have Mohini with us, who have been able to scale her journey from like 8 lakhs to 21, 22 lakhs into her process, and a magnificent process, a magnificent journey, and a true hardcore person. She is how she has been able to go ahead, how she has been able to achieve, and how she has been able to make it every single thing process and every single thing step by step structure that we'll be discussing in this particular video. Let's welcome Mohini on this particular interaction. Hi Mohini, how are you?
I'm good. Thank you. How are you?
All perfect, all amazing, incredible journey, incredible results, and a lot of people would be waiting to see. A lot of people would be excited to know your journey as well as what exactly went into this process. I know a lot of times things do not work. A lot of times we get failures. A lot of time we get rejections. Like a lot more things happen in this entire process. We'll be like going decoding the entire steps and the entire blueprint what you walked, and we'll be able to understand your journey, how exactly you were able to make that bigger impact and that bigger journey into your career. So Mohini, just give a quick like background, or maybe just give you a brief introduction about you, like what's your domain, your experience, and like what exactly company you were working, what exactly company you are working now.
Okay. So I work as a full stack web developer, mostly into Microsoft technologies, and my total experience is 5 years now. And talking about the organization, so this is my third organization, Globant. So I started off with Sybase and then with UST Bluecons, all in Pune, and now with Globant and working with Deloitte as my client right now.
Wow. So you have worked with three organizations in this span of around 5.5 years, right?
Yeah,
Okay. And for how long you're working with your current company?
9 months now.
9 months now. Cool. Means approximately 9 months, 8 to 9 months back, you made this switch and you were able to like jump onto a new organization. Cool,
Yes.
Mohini. So what exactly? First, just let us know your results. Like, what was your previous CTC and what's your new CTC, and then we'll like go on a more detailed version.
So the previous CTC was 8 LPA, and now what I get is 21 LPA, all fixed.
21 all fixed. Wow. So that is like amazing. A lot of people do not get it as like their CTC is not fixed. So there is like some fixed component as well as some variable component. A lot of companies,
Yes.
they deal in like only and only fixed components, as well as few companies have their fixed as well as variable components. So there is no any other bonus or any other thing apart from this particular CTC.
No, they don't have this policy of any other bonus or something, but all they
Mm-hmm.
can offer is the fixed amount which they promise. So I think that is the only thing.
Okay. Cool, Mohini, and this whole journey of moving from 8 lakh to 21 lakhs into the process, how much exactly the time it took for you to prepare, start strategically, segment each and everything, and then start getting results?
So as I mentioned, I joined around somewhere around July, the Massive High Formula,
Okay,
and I was just because it was random. I saw your post on Instagram, and I had this baggage after my first switch that I didn't take counter offers and all because I was scared, being very new to
correct.
the industry and COVID. So the first offer I got, I grabbed it. It was
Mm-hmm.
pretty well, but the kind of work and exposure which I was getting and the amount of pay, that didn't match at all. So this was the one thing for my switch. But after I joined, I was actually hoping to have turned this out around 3 months, because before that, 3 months notice period was one of the biggest issue when I was
True.
giving interviews, because I applied for Capgemini Persistent, but they had this, that 3 months of interview and how is this possible?
Mm-hmm.
And I had a lot of things come to your mindset, right? What is going to happen, or a certain companies you think of, which you've heard from your parents, and you want that stability. So
Mm.
all this was on my mind. But yeah, after your webinar, I was like, okay, I want to do this because I'm someone who always, I don't need suggestions, but I like talking to my family, because you need a
True.
strong backing. Otherwise, you can't do anything.
Correct.
But after this, I think I told them, that I'm not going to only a brand name or a company name. I want to give it a try. But unfortunately, I couldn't. I was down with COVID for another 2 months. So
Okay.
that was again a setback. But when I started somewhere around October second week, so my notice period, which was causing me an issue, because no interviews were not getting scheduled, which was one of the biggest things. So yeah, then the small tech saying that serving notice period, that completely worked out for me. And yes, more than techniques, I would say it is a mindset which was holding
True.
me back before. No, Baba, why to go to startups? It's not safe. And in COVID, when people were losing jobs, you need that kind of security.
Correct.
But the first offer which I got, it was somewhere around 19th of October, which was
Okay.
from a Brainwire, which is a startup
Mm-hmm.
in Mumbai. And they didn't offer me much CTC, because I was asking 13, and they were like, 13 is way too much. We can expect 11. But the conversation, or I've always listened this one thing from your interview, that is, it is all about the mindset. And I
Mm.
was able to get that 13 wala offer letter the first time. So
Correct.
this was the first offer letter, and then I put down
Means
my
from eight,
resignation.
from eight you got that first offer.
First offer letter,
Okay.
which was 13,
Cool.
out of which they were giving around 12 as fixed, and one was bonus. Even they didn't have this policy of saying keep variable pay or anything. So
Okay.
this was the whole thing which I got
Mm-hmm.
at that point of time. And I think I put down my resignation on 25th October.
Okay.
And uske baad, 3 months.
Amazing. Means you started off giving your interviews and everything from around 2nd of October, 1st or 2nd of October,
Yeah.
19th October, like within around 20 days, you were able to get that first breakthrough for your journey. And then it took around 3 months in order to scale and reach on to a level. So when did you exactly join the new company after October?
After October, immediately, I got released on 21st of January, and I
Okay.
joined on 24th January itself.
Okay. From October to January, you were like in that scaling process and giving more interviews
Yeah,
and like getting each and everything down in on your process. So how many offers exactly total, like the total offers Mohini were able to grab?
around 12 offer letters.
12 offer letters. Super cool. So could you please give us a breakup like, okay, the first offer was around 13, then what, like in this manner?
Uh, what happened is, this Brainwire and Capgemini, this was going on in parallel.
Okay.
Uh, Management of time is something I'm still working on, but
Mm-hmm.
it's still a long way to go. So I
Okay.
couldn't manage that HR calls. So what happened is, I got first offer of 13, and then Capgemini released an offer of 11. So which happened in 2 weeks. So that was one thing.
Okay.
Then I got an offer letter of 14, which was from Tier 2 Every. Then 15 from Wipro. Then FIS again, I wanted to keep FIS, so I just went down with the process. And they had committed something around 17. But when the original offer letter came out, it came out around on 15 again. So the same thing happened with me from TIA to this TIA is one of the organization again. And then I had an offer letter from Harman as well. So these three, four companies, this was one thing which I faced, that, I was committed a certain amount. And later on, when the actual offer letter came, it was a complete surprise, because this is what I'll be getting, or they, when it comes to budget and everything. Then I had an offer letter from L&T, which was of 17 initially. Then there was this organization, Value Labs, based in, I think, Bangalore or Hyderabad. So which was permanent work from home. So from them, I got an offer letter of 18.5, out of which 17 was the fixed, and rest was the variable part. And then I got my last offer letter, which was of 20 from Cinecron. So out of 20, but they had 2 lakhs of variable pay.
Mm-hmm.
And out of that 2 lakhs of variable pay, 1 lakh was supposed to be given in, what you can say, 6 months. And 1 lakh was like completely based ki milega to milega, nahi milega. This was
Okay.
very straightforward what that HR told me in
Mm-hmm.
the phone calls. And then when I started counter offer letter, so this happened like very late in January. Last 2 weeks I was
Okay.
giving this,
Mm-hmm.
because I was actually chasing for persistent EY. Yes, I had an offer letter from Deloitte, PwC, and EY, the big fours
Wow.
which we name of. So Deloitte, I actually wanted to, because you're very crazy with the name and
Correct.
everything. Deloitte gave me 12 lakh a package after
Mm-hmm.
having so many, but I just wanted to
Mm-hmm.
keep my options open. So I was
Correct.
like, okay. Then PwC also offered me 22
Mm-hmm.
in the last 2 weeks, which
Okay.
happened. But the HR turned around to me and said, we can offer you 14 maximum.
Mm-hmm.
And after a year, we'll think about your appraisals. So
Mm-hmm.
I was like, and I had a call with you after the scaling batch. So where I was stuck was this part. No, I mean, I like the name. This is what
True.
it is. And when it comes to making your parents proud and they can tell, at least they know what the company is. So this was one thing. But yes, then I think I had, because my joining was on 24th. So I had one interaction with you in that session. So where actually I was able to, decide, okay, no, if I can get a good company and money name doesn't matter. So
True.
yes, I then I had a counter offer from L&T, which was 21 from 20 they could raise.
Okay.
And then there was Globant. So Globant, I had got a lot of nice reviews, and I have people from my previous organization working here. So
Wow.
when I interacted with them, it was like, the culture and everything is very nice. You should join, and that is the best.
Mm-hmm.
So what they could offer is no variable, nothing, but 21 will be fixed. And
Mm-hmm.
I think that was pretty amazing for, because I didn't expect, first of all, this
Correct.
hike was even humanly possible for me. But yeah, it was, because when I started with the massive hike also, I was like, 300% hike बहुत होता है यार, अपने को मिलेगा क्या? Because I am to that category.
Correct.
But it's okay. So after 150% of hike, I am pretty well satisfied. Okay, I got what I deserve. And when it comes to brand name, now I work with Deloitte,
True.
which I always wanted to work with. So now I understand what happens in consulting and what is there and what is not.
Correct.
So I think I got both the brand names at the same time. So
Hmm.
it was a win-win situation for me.
Means you're working with Globant, but your client is Deloitte, is it?
Yes, yes.
Okay.
So I work with the people in Deloitte, right, from their architects to their management team.
Mm-hmm.
So the interaction happens, and a lot of exposure also I get on both the fronts very well. So I
Mm.
think it's good.
So you like hit it out of the park. So in
Yeah,
that
you
one
can
shot
say that.
itself, you got that super duper amazing jump, as well as you were able to serve for Deloitte and one of the like premium clients of your organization. So that is like
Yes.
super amazing, Mohini. Glad to know. And see, this is the journey when we are getting a lot of options, when we're getting a lot of opportunities, but few companies are able to match our requirement. Few companies are not able to match our requirement. This is something where a lot of people lack, and this is something where a lot of people like lose their hopes and like lose themselves into the journey that the company is not giving me this much, or that organization is not giving me this much, or maybe they're exposing themselves to limited companies and limited varieties into the market. But there are like tons and tons of companies which are waiting to understand your value, which are waiting to understand your worth, and they're like ready to give you whatever you are desiring for. That is also one area what a lot of people need to put focus upon. So in this whole journey, Mohini, approximately how many interviews you would have given?
In the whole journey, I would say around 70 to 80 interviews.
70 to
I
80
have a book
interviews.
also, but I don't know where it is right now. So it's all written. But
Wow.
approximate 70 interviews I have given,
70
actually.
interviews. And like out of those 70 interviews, let's suppose on a like on a bare minimum basis, let's assume that you attended around 50-55 interviews. Okay, let's leave 70, let's consider it as around 50. So out of those 50-60 interviews, you were able to grab an offer letter from around 12 to 13 companies, right? It
Right.
means like if we'll see overall, out of those 35, 37, 38 companies, 35 to 40 companies, you were not able to make it till the offer letter due to n number of reasons. Maybe sometimes you were not able to clarify the technical round, sometimes you were not able to clear the managerial, sometimes you were not able to clear the HR round, or like due to like n number of scenarios, you were not ultimately able to reach till the offer letter. A lot of people, Mohini, feel here I've been rejected 5 times. I'm not
Hmm.
getting selected 3 times. I've given 7 interviews. I was not getting any offer letter. What is your one quick message to like all of those people?
Forget about it. It is,
Cool.
it has, I mean, take those questions, what you have, prepare
Mm-hmm.
very well, and just leave, because every time it is not your mistake. Now, when I talk
Mm.
about Capgemini, Persistent, and in fact, Infosys also, so they almost arranged my interviews like 5, 7 times in the
Wow.
process, again with different HRs and different consulting groups and everything. But no result. So every time you are not at fault when you are
Hmm.
sitting for the interview. You are
True.
yeah, initially when you start the process, obviously You need that, one interview where you miserably fail. Ki,
Correct.
मतलब इज्जत ही उतर गई तुम्हारी, and then you start studying. So you need that one thing. Without that, I don't think you can study at all. But
True.
after that, when you are at a certain pace, you realize that this is not my fault, because I'll tell you one of the most amazing experience what I had with Capgemini. So this they usually have two technical rounds and then HR. So one of our technical round, the person, he was shopping at some sabzi mandi when he took my interview.
Mm-hmm.
So, what can you expect from someone who is not even 50% attentive to what you're saying or what
True.
is your knowledge? And
Mm.
what my resume is. And one of the most important thing again, I was a .NET full stack developer, and all the questions he was asking was based out of on Java. So, I mean, that
Wow.
was wow. So,
Mm.
you get to know, like, what is exactly the thing. Yeah,
Correct.
sometimes it happens that a certain technology doesn't match, or they need cloud and you don't have cloud. So that can be a challenging thing for you to turn it around and tell them, or to convince that, no, if I'm given a chance, I will learn, I will implement, and this is what I can do. So if you can do that, I think there is nothing which is going to stop you. And negative experience you get a lot. If you keep on crying
Mm.
over there, then nothing is happening anyways.
Absolutely. And every single opportunity, every single company is not meant for you. Or maybe like you are not meant for every single company and every single opportunity. And we need to be like understanding the like difference in these situations. And we just need to like keep ourselves calm and just keep going with the interviews. A lot of time what happens is our initial 5, 7, 10, 12, 15 interviews are itself preparing us for a better preparation,
Right.
or itself like giving us a lot of vibes and a lot of like content and a lot of topic that okay, this is what market is demanding and this is what market is like expecting from me, so I need to be like preparing. Plus there are a lot of such scenarios what you mentioned, that okay, that someone is walking or someone is into the sabji mandi as the interviewer, and they are like asking you some random questions, or maybe your interview schedule for Java, they are asking you testing questions, they're asking you like some random questions. So a lot of times it is not in your hand, it is not only and only your responsibility, or it is not only and only your mistake here, you were not able to clear, or you're not able to promote it, you're not able to like go into the next round or into till the offer letter. So a lot of things are in your hand, a lot of things are not in your hand. So we need to be only and only worrying about those things which are in my hand, my preparation, my
Absolutely.
mentality, my attitude, how exactly I am depicting my exposure, how exactly I'm like going ahead and presenting myself. I need to be only and only caring about those things which is in my hand. Rest everything is like just about journey. So that is like something which is really important. A lot of people start losing their hope when they are like going and facing the 5, 7, 8, 10 rejections, and they ultimately stop working onto the journey, they ultimately stop giving interview, they ultimately stop doing anything in that particular process. And that is where they keep they like themselves, and they are on that stagnant level, and they're not able to grow, and they're not able to like get something out from that situation. So that's cool, Mohini. A couple of good examples what you shared, a lot of people would be able to relate as well. And see, one positive outcome or one positive thing what I am able to see from this is, a lot of times maybe their requirement is something else, but by the time you are going for the interview after 2 days, 5 days, 7 days, whatever time it is, maybe their requirement changes, maybe their need of the project changes, like it is not in our hand. So that is why it's very important for to keep ourselves composed and just to be responsive whatever is coming.
Hmm.
Great, Mohini. Got a lot of like lovely pointers you shared out of like based upon the rejections and those failures what people are facing. If I'll ask you like if I'll ask you to sum up this conversation, and I'll ask you like what are the top three elements or maybe top four things what you want each and every one to implement and start doing in order to get those massive results into their journey.
So first would be, not getting depressed with the negative experiences, because
Okay,
I faced it all by myself that, this
cool.
is not working. And when it comes to technical part, I don't think, yeah, you need to be technically strong, but not just technically strong, because after 7 to 10 interviews of the company, the questions keep on repeating and you
True.
get used to the questions. But if you want to do something, is improving your conversation, or you should know that, where you want to take this interview. This is one of the important thing that which you have to learn, because
Correct.
not every time it is going to be that one person. You have three people at the panel also, so you have
True.
to take all of the three people to a place where you know that place and not them. So this is one of the most difficult thing to achieve, but that is again manageable. Third thing will be balancing out your HR negotiations, where I think I'm still a long way to go when I said this, because it happens that
Cool.
multiple calls get scheduled at a single day, and
Mm-hmm.
when you are working and all of this, so that is a kind of hassle. So no matter how many technical interviews you give, when you are literally giving HR interviews, as you have mentioned in your videos also, that if you are giving one HR interview today, after 2 days you schedule that HR call, no
Correct.
matter how urgency it is. So you should work on that, and I should work on that also. So this
Mm-hmm.
is one of the pointers for me. And fourth thing, which is very rare, but you should do, like, what actual or what are the reviews on the global platforms, like you have Glassdoor, LinkedIn. So based on that LinkedIn, you actually go and talk to people, or you get a lot of connections, because
Mm-hmm.
some or the other person is working. So try and find out what actually happens inside the organization, actually, when it comes to work, and the insights will help you, because Globant is not bad when I work here, but
Correct.
the kind of reviews what I got from the Glassdoor or a few people, and now I see a lot of management shifts happening around, or
Mm-hmm.
the project shifts happening around. I mean, dealing with is obviously possible, because obviously you don't always get what is planned. So just be prepared for that, and reviews, I think, as more important, and get it from the people who have been at least spent around 3 to 4 months in that organization recently, because that is going to help you. What mistake, not mistake I would say, but I people connected to people who are working there since a year, then they get used to the mismanagement also, or a few things they tend to ignore. But people who are new, they will actually give you an insights where ki, acha, this is not working, or this is
Mm.
disturbing me a lot. So you can actually think on that prospect also when you select your organization.
Absolutely, like valid pointers you shared, Mohini, because a lot of times we are not able to go in that directed approach, and we just keep on trying whatever is coming onto our side, and ultimately we are not able to reach till the maximum potential what we really have. And like
Right.
these are the like quick pointers what you shared, which will help people to compose themselves and move into a like very very step by step manner, as well as a very structured approach. If they'll follow, they'll be able to go ahead and make the maximum benefit out of their situation. That's wonderful. So what's your next target? What's your next goal? 9 months in this company, moved from 8 lakh to 21 lakh. What's your next target?
So actually, I mean, when I joined, so I had like these two targets, that I wanted to, do a certain cloud certification, mostly in
Okay.
Azure.
Mm-hmm.
I contacted Jitendra also at that point of time.
Mm-hmm.
I have to do something, and he was like, huh, start with the basics and then we'll talk. So now I'm taking my certifications very seriously. I've started
Okay.
working on Google. Second is product based organizations, which is nowadays booming. Yeah, someone
Mm.
got placed in Microsoft and this and that.
True.
So not out of craze, but the work culture, what I see in product based, or the amount of exposure, it seems like
Mm.
very good in terms of learning, actually. So
Correct.
this is
Mm.
one thing. And third would be like dicey situation, I would say, because I want to go abroad for a certain reasons. I
Okay.
mean, I couldn't complete my master. So I
Mm-hmm.
was, again, when I said, I was very upset when all of my friends are out there doing huge things and earning numbers, basically. And
Mm-hmm.
what you do is like sit in India. But yeah, they had that financial backing. Na, ki, I can do
Correct.
masters. I want to go out on my experience on the same
True.
level, and experience that kind of work culture and the exposure what I
Correct.
get. So yeah, that is the main goal right now.
Uh, a very like great pointer what you raised, Mohini. A lot of people only think here this is the only option. If we go do masters or do some kind of like sort of degrees from outside companies, only then it is possible, but that is not true. You can in fact go
Exactly.
based upon your exposure experience. In fact, when you are above 5 years of experience, the entries into other organizations, into other countries is becomes really easy compared to one who is like having less than 5 years of experience. So that is also like
Right.
one point. As well as there is no point doing a master's. Why? Like I am completely like 200%, 500% against doing MBAs and master degrees from outside India. Why? Because see, ultimately, I understood one thing out of from my journey, that you cannot beat time. Okay, time is the
Exactly.
most valuable thing, and the importance of time is irresistible. So when I'm going to do MBA, when I'm going to do these kind of degrees from outside India, first I am losing a lot of my money. Okay, I'm like
Exactly.
putting a lot of my money, okay, lakhs of money. But more importantly, I'm losing my 2 years, 2.5 years in that process. Okay. And
Exactly.
third most important area is whatever I'm being taught there, whether it is India, whether it is abroad, the entire on this planet Earth, the entire education system is not that upgraded here. You're able to get a lot of exposure, you're able to get the real time statistics of the industry. So whatever you're studying in that 2 year, 2.5 year, that is like almost 80% of the stuff is outdated. 80% of the
Right.
stuff we are not even utilizing in our day-to-day journey and in our day-to-day life. So that is, these are the three main pointers. I am totally against doing this kind of stuff. In fact, you can invest that much amount of money जो कि आप MBA MS और उन सब में लगा रहे हो. You can invest that is a huge amount of money. Okay, 30 40 50
Exactly.
lakhs. You can invest that amount on your growth, on your self learning, on your self education, and then you can promote yourself onto a better platform and in a very very bigger manner, whether it is
Right.
abroad opportunities, whether it is starting something of your own, whether it is like anything, you can utilize that amount in order to really maximize your potential onto the next level. Great, Mohini, and had a lovely conversation with you, had a lovely interaction with you. I hope hundreds and thousands of people will be impacted and will be inspired with this raw format of conversation what we just had. And keep rocking, keep going ahead. This is gonna be like, this is, I always and always say, this is just a beginning. Whatever we achieve or whatever we go and whatever we reach, that is just a beginning. If you're able to see a bigger picture from that position, then there is always a next level, then there is always a next step to move forward. And when you move on to that next step, then again you just delete every single thing, okay, and then look at a fresh bigger picture, and then there is always a one step ahead and always the next level possible on that particular level. So that is what, like, my all of my best wishes with you. You go ahead and make those bigger impact into your family, into your life, into your journey. And see, every one of us needs to be that one person who completely changes the entire trajectory and the entire journey of our entire family. So that is what I really wish for you, and we'll make it like super duper big in this journey.
Thank you.